Okay, we're going to read one of Mommy's favorite books. Mommy grew up reading Paddington, so we're going to read Paddington Bear at the Circus. He was always one of Mommy's favorites. One morning, Paddington was doing his shopping in the market when he saw a very tall man with a pointed hat and baggy trousers. The man was putting up a poster, and he was so tall he didn't even need a ladder to reach the top of the billboard. The poster showed a huge tent decorated with colored lights, and across the mill were the words, "See the world's greatest circus, one night only." Paddington rubbed his eyes several times in order to make sure he wasn't dreaming. See, there's a clown. Clown. There's Paddington. You need more crackers? He must be glowing or something. Paddington hurried home to tell the others what he had seen. "The world's greatest circus?" repeated Jonathan, giving his sister a wink. "Are you sure?" "It's for one night only," exclaimed Paddington. "Don't worry," said Judy. "You won't miss it. Dad's got tickets for the front row," added Jonathan. "Mrs. Bird's coming too." Paddington had never been to a circus before, and he was very excited at the thought. "I hope it gets dark early," he said. "Then we can see the lights." There's Paddington. Paddington's wish came true. Seen from the outside with all the colored lights twinkling against the night sky, the circus really did have a magical air. "Hurry, hurry, have your tickets ready," called a voice. "The show is about to begin." "It's the man I saw this morning," whispered Paddington. "The very tall one I was telling you about." "That's one of the clowns," said Judy. "He isn't really that tall," began Jonathan, but Paddington couldn't wait. He could hear a band playing, and he was already hurrying inside. Hurry, hurry. But if the outside of the tent had seemed exciting, it was nothing compared to the inside. There was a lovely smell of sawdust, and in amongst the jugglers and the acrobats, there was even a girl selling ice cream. Mr. Brown pointed to a man in the middle of the ring. He was wearing a top hat. "That's the ringmaster," he explained. "He's in charge of everything." "I expect you could keep a lot of marmalade sandwiches under a hat like that," said Paddington enviously. "I think I'd like to be a ringmaster one day." Who keeps sandwiches under the hat? Okay. Just then the tall clown entered the ring. He was clutching a long pole that had a bucket balanced on the end of it. When he saw Paddington waving, he came across to greet him. "Watch out!" cried Jonathan as the clown leaned over to shake Paddington's pole. Paddington jumped up and along, but he wasn't quick enough. Before he had time to escape, the bucket had fallen off the end of the pole. Uh-oh. Clowns play tricks. See, there's the bucket falling off. Luckily, it was tied on with a string, and it was empty, so Paddington didn't get wet. "Clowns are full of tricks," said Judy. "I'm glad I was wearing my duffel coat all the same," said Paddington. "Someone might have put water in the bucket by mistake." "I'm told ice cream is very good for young bears if they've had a shock," said Mr. Brown. He ordered 6 large cones, and they all sat back down to enjoy the show. "I feel better already," Mr. Brown said Paddington gratefully. "Look at eating ice cream." "Ice cream?" Ice cream. Oops. You got it?
I got it.
Paddington had hardly started on his ice cream when he had another shock. Glancing out toward the roof of the tent, he saw a man hanging from a rope. Jonathan looked at his program. "That must be one of the popular Prices," he said. "The trapeze artist." "Don't worry," called Paddington. "I'm coming. Bears are good at climbing." "Oh, no." There's Paddington. He thinks he needs rescuing. Before the others could stop him, Paddington was halfway up the nearest tent pole. Climbing the pole and carrying ice cream at the same time wasn't easy, and the audience gave a round of applause when he reached the safety of a small platform near the top. Paddington was about to take a bow when, to his surprise, he saw a man coming toward him on a bicycle. "I don't think you're supposed to bring your bicycle up here, Mr. Price," he exclaimed.
Crackers.
You need crackers? Hang on. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm thirsty, Mommy. I'm thirsty.
You got it? Look out, shouted the man, frantically ringing his bell. I can't stop. Hold on, called his partner. In the confusion, Paddington didn't know which to do first, so he grabbed hold of a nearby ball. It came away in his paw, and before he knew what was happening, he felt himself flying through the air.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I know, so no.
The audience thought Paddington was part of the act, and they clapped louder than ever. Then a gasp went up as he missed the platform on the other side of the tent and began swinging backward and forward in mid-air. Oh dear, said Mrs. Brown. Whatever will he do now? I shouldn't worry, said Mrs. Bird. Bears usually land on their feet. But even Mrs. Bird went quiet as Paddington's swings got slower and slower until finally he ended up hanging over the middle of the ring. Oh no.
Ow. No. No.
Oh no. Don't let go, shouted the ringmaster. Whatever you do, don't let go. I'm not going to, cried Paddington. He tried to raise his hat, but he was still holding the ice cream cone as a pole. A look of horror came over the ringmaster's face as something soft and white landed with a squelch on his beautifully clean top hat. Uh-oh, he dropped the ice cream on his hat. I bet he wasn't happy about that.
I'm so
Help, cried Paddington. I've changed my mind. I can't hold on much longer. Everybody in the audience began making suggestions, but in the end it was the clown who came to the rescue. Balancing his bucket on the end of the pole, he stretched up as high as he could so that Paddington could climb into it. I hope the string doesn't break, said Mrs. Bird. That bear had a very large lunch. If the clown stretches any more, said Judy, his trousers will fall off. Look.
Oh no. Oh no.
He's rescuing him. It's going to be okay. Sure enough, they did, and the trios changed to laughter as Paddington was lowered to safety. Funniest act I've seen in years, shouted a man near the grounds. More, more. Paddington gave the man a hard stare. I don't think I want to do any more, he announced. In fact, I don't think I want to go on a trapeze ever again. I shall just sit and watch from now on. Then he got outside of the plant on stilts. It's no wonder you look so tall, he exclaimed. Look, see the stilts? Stilts? That's what makes him so tall.
I told you, Mommy.
Paddington did not think anything more could happen to him. But at the end of the evening, the ringmaster presented him with another ice cream and insisted he take part in the grand parade. After all, you were the show of the star.
Hey, Mommy.
What do you need?
Baby, Mommy.
What did you say?
Hey, Mommy,
Are you thirsty?
I told you.
Okay, we'll get you a drink in a second. We're almost done. I'm kind of thirsty too. Okay. After all, you were the star of the show. It's a pity we're moving on, he added, turning to Browns. It isn't every evening we'll have a daring young bear on the flying trapeze. If you ask me, said Mrs. Bird wisely, it's a good thing you don't. Otherwise, there's no knowing where you would end up. See, Paddington took part in the parade. There's the elephant. Elephant. Later that evening, when the Browns said goodnight to Paddington, they found him standing on the box seat by his bedroom window. He had a faraway look in his eyes. I was taking a last look at the circus before it goes on its way, he explained. You still want to be a ringmaster one day? Asked Judy. Paddington climbed into bed and tested his sheets carefully to make sure he was safely tucked in before answering. Then he lay back. I think perhaps I would sooner be a clown, he said dreamily. It must be nice to be so tall. You can always see what's going on in the world without having to stand on anything. The end. Can you say night-night?
No, Nicky, Ma.
Night-night, Camera. Mommy loves you.
Wow.
Mwah.